Welcome to the 2024 ECAC Men's Gymnastics Championships powered by Virtius. We are live at Springfield College today in Springfield, Massachusetts, bringing you all of the ECAC conference action. We have 6 teams competing today: Greenville University, the U.S. Naval Academy, Army West Point, Simpson College, Springfield College, and William & Mary. These teams are vying for the ECAC conference title and the chance to qualify to the NCAA Championship in 2 weeks. We are excited, and it should be a fun meet today. I am one of your co-hosts. I'm Audrey Peters. I'm currently the director of rec gymnastics at Greenville University, where I work alongside my husband, Zach Peters, who is the Greenville University head coach.
And hello, my name is Christian Marsh. I am currently a second-year law student at William & Mary, where I also competed for 5 years as an NCAA gymnast. I'm also a certified judge.
Over here, you can see the current national rank of our teams today. Like I said before, this is the last meet before the NCAA Championship, so these teams are trying to be in the top 12 so that they can bring their entire team to the NCAA Championships. You can see the score delta needed. That is how much they need to outscore the team ahead of them in order to move up a position. So watch Greenville and Army right here, that 12th and 13th team. It would be a lot for Army to jump ahead of Greenville. That 7.25 is not easy to overcome, but anything's possible in the sport of gymnastics, so it should be a really cool competition to watch today.
For sure, and that margin between Springfield and Greenville, also very narrow. Looking to see who can claim the higher spot on the podium.
Yeah, all of these teams are really close together, especially, that 9th, 11th, and 12th. Like, you see all those scores, they're just 3 points apart, so should be a good competition. And Army, too, they're only 2 points behind Greenville, so. So, Christian, what are you most excited to watch today? What are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, there's some great gymnastics going on. So, I was a rings guy. I am the rings conference champion from last year and the year before. And no matter what happens today, there will be a new rings conference champion, as I won the last 2, and the athlete who won before me is graduated. So I'm excited to watch that rings battle. And as a fun fact and former William & Mary guy, of the last 5 conference championships that have been held, so since 2017, I believe, which may be a little further back, keeping in mind that 2020 was not held due to COVID, William & Mary Gymnast has won all of them except for 1. So, looking to see if freshman Nico Greenlee or Evan Wilkins, who are leading the tribe on rings, can continue that legacy for us.
Wow, I did not know that about William & Mary, so you guys must be a ring school, huh?
Yeah, I also did not notice that until I had begun researching for this commentary, preparing for this competition. It's cool to look back and find, tidbits like that.
Yeah, that'll be a really good fight there on rings. I know we talked to Coach Mike Powell earlier, and he said Evan and Nico kind of have this friendly rivalry going on. So it'll be cool to see which one comes out on top today.
Yes. And in addition to a new rings conference champion, we'll also have a new high bar champion. Giovanni Gambittis from Navy, who won last year, has also since graduated.
Yep, that'll be really exciting. Who do you think has the best shot to win there?
Oh, there's some great guys to watch on high bar. So Audrey Peters comes in first, qualified in the ECAC to this competition, right? So he is the front runner. He is an excellent high bar worker. He has a gorgeous line. He's going to be on a couple events today, and he has the potential to be the highest score for Navy on every event he salutes for them. Just truly exceptional. But in addition to Audrey Peters, we have Ricky Pizam from William & Mary, and he is a high-flying athlete. He does a Kovacs element, more specifically the Coleman, so double back with a full twist over the bar. And I swear, he catches it close to handstands. He throws himself feet above the bar in his Yamawaki and has a very unique collection of one-arm skills.
Well, that'll be really exciting to see. We love those release skills. They're always super fun, super nerve-wracking too, I assume for the gymnast, but very fun to watch.
Ricky does not seem to let it bother him. And there's also Zachary Perez from Army. He's another great high bar swinger. And what's great about high bar is there's like just fantastic variety between these top, 3 athletes or so, doing very different routines, but all right in there with each other.
let's meet our teams competing today. First up on floor is Greenville, led by head coach Zach Peters. He's in his second season here at Greenville University, and he is assisted by Jake Bonet. Greenville currently has an NQS, a national qualifying score of 392.85, a high score of 395.7 for the season. They are third going into this meet, 12th overall in the NCAA. They would like to bring the whole team to NCAAs this year by executing good, clean routines and retaining their position. They have a chip on their shoulders, they are hungry, and they could be an outside shot to win the title today.
All right, and up next are your U.S. Naval Academy athletes. So their head coach is Kip Simons, Olympic gymnast, and Craig Holt and Mike Reed are his assistant coaches. They are the front runners for this competition, and they are looking to break 400 mark today. In addition, their NQS is a 395.917. Their high is a 398.50, so watch out because they're looking to push even higher than they have all season. They started early, they started strong, and they're going to keep hitting until the meet is done.
On rings today, we have Army. They are led by head coach JD Reeve. This is his first season taking over as the head coach for Army, so we'll see what he does today. He is assisted by Carmine Giglio and Evan Eigner. Their NQS is 390.433. Their high score for the season is 393.55. They are fourth coming into this meet today and 13th in the NCAA. JD Reeve has been focusing on well-executed routines this year to set the stage for more difficulty in the future. The team has also been establishing trust and holding true to their slogan, one team, one fight. They have that potential to move into the top 12 in the NCAA, which would qualify their entire team to the NCAA meet in 2 weeks. On vault, we have Simpson College. They are led by head coach Colin Payne. He is leading the Storm in their second overall season as a team. He is assisted by coaches Matt Reintz and Rogelio Vasquez. Their NQS for this year is 365.05, high score 376.35. They are sixth going into this meet today and 15th in the NCAA. The Storm have improved on their program record score by nearly 10 points this year, and they are looking to continue to grow as a team in their second year as a program. They have been focusing on consistent training and good team culture. Coach Colin Payne has been praising the work they have done in practice this year, so let's hope that that shows up here at this meet today.
And up next, we have your host, Springfield College, head coach Matthew Davis, assisted by Christian Wilkie Jr., Norm Bullrice, and Dante Cecil. Their NQS is well enough to put them in second coming into this competition. Additionally, they made history by qualifying to the NCAA Championships in 2022, and they look to build on that success as they continued in 2023 and look to do so again this year. Their motto is to always be ready when your name is called, and in doing so, they have competed almost every single athlete this season. They're shooting for 30 for 30. And on high bar, we have your William and Mary Tribe, head coach Mike Powell and assistant head coach Bo Morris. Tribe's theme is to build. They've built 8 to 9 points in difficulty from last season. Their NQS is a 384.55, and their high is 388.1. They are trying to be better every day, and although their season has come together later, they're looking to put something together today, even better than they've done all season.
and we are ready to go here. We have our 6th view, thanks to Virtius for letting us see all the competition today. And we are starting our events. We can flip down to Daniel Gurovich. He is on pommel horse for Navy right now. He's working through a pommel set. He has a really nice swing so far. And he is excited about that set there.
As he should be. Great hit from a leadoff set. That's what you want from a leadoff. Good hit. They may not be the highest difficulty you're going to put up in your line, but that starting with that good hit is obviously a great first step, and you're going to want to build on that momentum so that Navy can continue building that 400 they want to hit this.
Right now on high bar, we have Aiden Coy. Nice Tkachev there. He's looking clean so far. And he sticks the dismount. Another great leadoff for another team here at this meet. Right now we are waiting for those first scores to roll in. And right now we have Matthew Petros. He is one to watch on horse for Navy here at the top middle of your screen.
So he's got a very calm circle. He's working through this very well. Nice pace, good extension.
Good clean.
Good swing elements from Blaze Kennedy on rings. Solid handstand. Ooh, and a planche right from the handstand. That is very difficult to do. To kill that momentum and pause perfectly flat like that, he did that very well. Next we've got Evan Seeker on high bar. Huge layout to Kacha. That was gorgeous. Gearing up for another one here. Straddle, also great distance. Very nice amplitude.
He's making it look easy.
And at this point in the season, I'm sure it is for him. He's been working hard on it all season. The jam to the L grip. Ooh, Russian giant. Tough on the shoulders. But he does it once again like it is easy.
Yeah, that hurts my shoulder just watching.
Oh, dude. It hurts just as much to do, I promise. There we go. And a nice landing. That's good. Aiden Coy had a miss on the tribe's first routine on high bar, so Evan did a fantastic job working as a team to build that back and bring it so that the next athlete after him can continue to build on his momentum, and they recover from that mistake.
Right now we have Aiden Nielsen on floor. Finishing up a routine there, just a slight little step. From what I saw, it looked pretty clean overall, so we love to see that.
Very explosive giant element from Noah Dollywall on parallel bars, typically called a Suarez. So it's right to the handstand giant. He is working this routine. It is fantastic. Couple of lower difficulty elements, but perfect execution with the P-Chel press, a very common combo. To gear up for his dismount. All right, big step forward, but everything else in that set was gorgeous. That's a good routine.
That was Ian Dinmore, the captain for Navy, finishing up his pommel set there. And he loves it.
And he should. Ian Dinmore is an exceptional young man. He won the Elite 90 award for the NCAA last year, which is the award given out to the competing athlete with the highest academic standing, or GPA, in the NCAA. A very bright young man. His coach, when we spoke to him, very fond of him, says he's a real one percenter. He's done an excellent job for them as captain, and to be able to compete today, because he has not been on horse lineup all season, and then hit as well as he just did, you got to be excited. Speaking of Elite 90, we have Alec Kuzmenchuk going on high bar now, who won it the year before Ian, and they are club teammates. So that's a fun rival they have going back and forth, pushing each other not only in the gym, but also as academic peers.
A little battle of the brains here.
Exactly. This is also his first and now last high bar routine for the team this season. Alec Kuzmenchuk is a senior, and to his credit, he worked on that routine all season, regardless of whether or not he was in lineup. And when the team called on him today to hit, he did it.
Good for him. It takes a lot of mental strength to step up and perform when you're needed the most, even when you're not expected to.
Absolutely. He did a great job with it. Big double front on P-bars. Small hop forward. Sam Kaplan does that skill so well.
And it's
tough to find those blind landings.
For sure. He placed second overall at the USAG Championships that just happened in all around, so we'll be seeing him on several other events today, hopefully.
He does great gymnastics for such a young guy. I mean, for any gymnast, really, it's just more impressive that he's also an underclassman. He's a sophomore, and he did very well last year, and he's doing even better this year. Impressive young man. $12.85 for Alec Kuzmenchuk. That is very nice. That's actually pretty close to his career high. I believe it's a 10th off, if memory serves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at the ECAC Championships, no less. Gorgeous swing work on the rings. He just floated through those Yamawakis. Press the handstand. That honestly might be the hardest skill in the entire routine. A walk arm press on rings, not easy. I know several athletes who can do a cross, planche, and Maltese and cannot do a walk arm press to handstand, but he did it very well. And he got the stick. Fantastic. Very good job from Jaden. Russian work on the horse. Gonna pop this up to a handstand. Oh, and the 720 pirouette means he did an extra pirouette for an extra 10 in difficulty. That's great. All right, and as we're working deeper into the lineup here, we're gonna see the skills start getting bigger, the scores start getting a little higher, and the arena itself might get a little louder. We've got some exciting gymnastics today coming up. Ronan McQuillan here on pommel horse is one of, if not the best pommel horse worker in the NCAA. He is fantastic. He has just a gorgeous swing, and he is the champion from last year by over a point. He beat the entire conference by over a point. Truly phenomenal. Nice double tuck stick on floor. Charles Kramer working through this routine. Another stick, sticky feet when needs. So the more you stick, the better he's gonna like that score. And now full, another stick. Very common pass. Oh, and the stick on rings as well. So much gymnastics going on. But one I will call out is Ricky Pism in the bottom corner here. This is one of the routines to watch. High flying athlete, very explosive, and one of the best in the conference. Very nice dismount from Charlie. He's gearing up now for a Coleman. See if he puts it on. And as I told you folks, he caught that in nearly handstand. That was gorgeous. So here we'll see some one-arm work. As he does the Zuli Min. Full twisting pirouette on one arm through the bottom. Stalled her right up to the handstand, into the one arm. Such a confident high bar worker. He's anchor, he has a big routine, and he does not let it phase him. Can he get the stick though? And yes, he does. That was amazing. He is going to be very happy with that. All right. All right, and Ronan did get that dismount up the handstand. That's good. And we've got some awesome gymnastics going on here, folks. All right, looks like we got some more scores rolling in. Another fun fact for you all is that the ring tower at one of the rings on the ring tower they're competing on broke earlier in the week. It fully snapped in 4 pieces while one of the athletes was using it. And so they are competing on a new one. Shout out Matt Brown from Springfield for taking apart the equipment, swinging a little too hard through the bottom, I guess. $13-3 for Ricky. That's right. And 14-1 for Charlie on floor. As I said, folks, sticky feet when meets. And that was a very sticky routine. Love to see it. Zach Conley working now on floor, and he is first in the conference on the event. And it is clear to see why. He tumbles with power, he tumbles with precision, and he makes it look easy. Pushed through the air on that triple full like a hurricane. It's awesome. And we've got Isaiah Drake working at the same time on pommel horse. Now, we could fill an entire feed with nice things to say about Mr. Isaiah Drake. He won floor, parallel bars, and all around at the conference championships last year. He won all around the year before. He's on senior national development team. And so he is clearly one to watch, as he is one of the most well-rounded athletes in the entire country. Pommel horse may not be his strongest event, but as we see, he got through. And Zach Conley, did he get the stick on that? Yes, he did, on a blind landing. I cannot imagine. I'm pretty sure I can count on one hand the number of times I've stuck a backwards 2.5. And he did it at the end of a set filled with skills that are more difficult than anything a normal person could do in any floor routine. That was fantastic. He should be really happy with that. And Greenville finishing up a pretty nice floor rotation. All right, looks like the athletes are rotating now, finishing up that first rotation. Looks like the score for Zach is still coming in. Ronan McQuillan with a 13-0. David Garovich, wow, that 13-7 from their leadoff that is awesome. You don't typically see the highest difficulty or the best, or your team's highest score from your leadoff guy, but that shows maybe has a horse squad that is strong from start to finish. As we see, their highest scores come from their first and their last athlete. It looks like the team did a good job of working together for William and Mary on a high bar coming back, building off Aiden Coy, who Had that unfortunate miss first routine, but 12-5, 12-8-5, 12-5, and 13-3 to build off. That's what working as a team looks like. Making sure if one of you stumbles, someone else picks them up, and we all keep going.
And
Looks like Springfield had them.
We just saw a 14.25 come in for Zach Connolly on floor. That's a really, really big score there. I know Greenville's going to love that.
And they're not very far off from the lead after the first rotation. Greenville to Simpson College with a 66.85 on vault, which is typically the highest scoring event. So to not be that far behind the highest scoring event after one rotation is a great spot to be in.
It's really huge. I'm personally super excited that they're in that position. Hope they keep it up.
Maybe survive pommel horse. That is always a tricky one. Pommel horse and high bar are the two events you need to survive.
Right, because those are very low scoring events, right?
They are on the lower side. But we've got ourselves a pommel horse battle this weekend because, as we talked about, Ronan McQuillan is an excellent horse worker, and although he didn't quite have the set he would have liked today, he still put up a great score. You've got David Garovich clearly in the lead with that 13.7. Peyton Kramer is a front runner for the pommel horse title as well. He has been phenomenal this season. He's nationally ranked on the event very high, and he's got a very exciting set that he does very well. And even more impressively, that's not the only event we're going to see him on. Typically, when you see an athlete who's consistently breaking 14 on an event, they're a specialist, but not Peyton. He is just that guy.
Yeah, he's just all around a really good gymnast. So we will see him on horse, I believe, in the 4th rotation.
And we'll have Sam Smith in that battle too. He's coming fresh off the bench. He tore his ACL in the fall, and he has been absolutely grinding through his rehab, working really hard to make sure he can get back in any capacity this season. And he, months ahead of schedule, managed to work it out. And he came back to pommel horse at USAG Championships and competed for the first time since last year on lineup. And not only did he score well, he scored a career high, made it to finals, and then broke his career high again and became a USA Gymnastics All-American.
That's amazing. Just the mental fortitude just to come back from being injured, let alone going and having a performance like that at USAGs. That's going to be really exciting. We will see him in the 3rd rotation.
Yes, and I also heard a rumor that he might be the tallest gymnast in the NCAA.
How tall is he?
He's around 6'2", 6'3".
Crazy.
Yeah, I cannot imagine. I know the head coach for one of the head coaches for Greenville, Jake Bonnet, he was the tallest for a good bit. There's another athlete, I believe, who might be around 6'2" on Army.
Actually spoke to head coach. We spoke to JD Reeve about that, and he said, yeah, he's like 6'2", 6'3", and he keeps coming back, and he's a great gymnast, especially on high bars. So excited to see him today as well.
So the guys are going to warm up. They have a 2-minute touch after the 1-minute rotation on each event. So they've got plenty of time to be prepared to do the best routine and show off the gymnastics that they've been working on so hard all season.
Like, we'll see William and Mary on floor, Greenville on horse, Navy on rings, Army on vault, Simpson on parallel bars, and Springfield on high bar. So they're all warming up for that now. Christian, other than horse, what are some other events that you're really excited to watch here in this rotation? Some other routines?
I am excited for the vault battle. Vault, more than any event, just comes down to who sticks today. In the ECAC has been doing a fantastic job of building on their difficulty and really pushing the envelope. We've got a good handful of athletes who are going to do a 2.5 on vault today, whether that is from Kazumatsu or Sukahara entry. But and that more than in recent history, we even have Garrett Kaziski, who is a former Golden Gopher, who's going to do a front handspring double front. And to talk about Sam Lee, Matthew Petros, Isaiah Drake, and Logan Watterson above them all, just I do not understand how he does it. He does a 2.5 as well. He runs down the vault runway about the speed of sounds, hits the table, and drops a 2.5 perfectly to his feet from the sky. It is phenomenal. He's one of the best vaulters in the country, so he's by far in front and the favorite. And I cannot wait to see it. He will once again drop it like a toothpick in a club sandwich.
Yeah, should be really exciting. I tell you, I see him all the time, and I don't know how he does it either. Like, he's always sticking that thing in practice. Not every time, but pretty close. So, yeah, it's just a beautiful vault. Very low pre-flight deductions, so very low deductions before he gets onto the table. And super high, very good amplitude. So, should be exciting.
And all that being said, they all lost to Michael Avery at the USA Gymnastics Championships, who did a just almost perfect Yurchenko double full, stuck it cold, and walked away with the victory. So really, anything can happen because it comes down to who sticks today.
That's true. It's trying to balance that difficulty versus the execution there. So we'll see how that goes as we head into our second rotation here. Right now we see Jaden Lobstein. He is working through a high bar routine in your bottom right corner.
And real dynamic on those releases. It's great. Good work in the bar for some very nice amplitude. And he clinches the stick. Landing. That is awesome. Army's down there having themselves a good vault rotation as well. They have a very, very nice collection of double fulls that they do. Very low pre-flight, very good at minimizing deduction around the landings. So they may not have the highest start values of any vault squad today, but they are absolutely going to be up there in terms of execution.
A game if these guys can do the 4.8 start vault and just execute it so cleanly, sometimes you can be outscoring those 2.5. So
exactly, it's happened before. Looks like Aiden Coy was able to bring it back a bit on that 4 set. He'll be happy with that. He is building towards an all-around score today. He has competed all around at every conference championship I believe that he's been a part of, and today is no different. But of course, like anyone, he'll be shooting for that win, the best score you can get today.
And he is probably getting set to compete all around at NCAA Championships if he can qualify after today, correct?
Absolutely, if he makes it through. Oh, and the stick from Maddox on vault. That was great. Sorry, I got distracted by the sheer amazingness of it. Yeah, Aiden, if he has any sort of a normal meet today, he will be at NCAA Championships as an individual qualifier for the all-around. Maddox is another one. I totally slipped my mind to talk about him. He is also a phenomenal pommel horse worker who could very well win.
That's true. It is a planned 5.9 start value, which is very high for horse. So that'll be really cool to see him later on. He's getting things started with a great vault.
Okay. And that was another stick from Springfield on high bar. Putting together a little stick chain. Ooh, 13.25 from Aiden. He cooked that, didn't he? Goodness gracious. That's also pretty close to his career high. The 1.5 twisting dismount from Brian Solomon on rings. It's impressive. Those blind landings. You can't see where the floor is, so how do you prepare? And the answer is to just do it anyways. You can look over your shoulder, try and spot a little better, but there's only one way to get to the floor.
Trust it.
And yeah, being prepared when you get there is the key.
Either way, you're coming down onto the floor, so you might as well stick it.
Down.
We just saw a stick from Jake Smith on parallel bars for Simpson. Really great there.
Oh, and another one from Malcolm. I do not know if he's ever stuck that in meet before. That was awesome. Yeah, another one of those blind landings. Maybe it's something in the water at Springfield or something in the air, but everyone seems to be finding these today.
Everyone's ready to go. They're in the zone. Here on horse, we have Matthew Roth. He is doing an upgraded routine, so we will see how he does with that today. And fun fact, he's actually the son of Bill Roth, who created the Roth skill on pommel horse.
I was going to ask. I was curious if there was any relation.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen Bill Roth at a couple of the Greenville meets this season, so.
That's awesome.
Super happy to have Matthew on the team. And he's happy with that.
As you should be. That was a great set. Once again, I mean, for some people, yeah, it is just survive pommel horse, but Greenville has a very nice pommel horse squad. So this is not only an event where they can, get through, but really excel. Huge double layout from Will Harrington on the floor. Coming back with the open double tuck, which is the smallest of hops. Will is a power tumbler. It's clear from the double layout and the open double tuck, but he will also dismount his 6-pass routine with a full twisting double tuck that he also does not grab on. So keep an eye out for that. Another small hop. He's doing good at minimizing the landings, going for those sticks. Like right there. 13-2 for Malcolm Bayton. Tried to have themselves pretty good floor rotation thus far. With half, front full. Another small hop. He's breathing here. He's got to gear up for this big dismount. Count the flips. 2. Oof. A little chin lunge juice. Almost bounced out of it. He'll be pretty happy with that. He did a very good job minimizing all the other landings.
Yeah, and lots of power on that dismount too, so good for him for staying on his feet.
Landon Bean. Is it Benes? Pardon me.
Yep, Landon Benes.
He's also great pommel horse work. I've seen that Russian work, that Russian traveling work he did was textbook.
Right now we have Owen Carney going on high bar. Yeah.
Well, Jake Sweeten is starting on pillow bars for Simpson. He is one of my good friends. Met him at Flip Fest before he was a college athlete. And it's been great to see him compete. Very talented guy. Lots of very cool gymnastics. Let's see. He can put it all together. Ooh, great to pelt. He's a pretty tall athlete to be doing the pelt as well. Typically gets harder. The parallel bars are only 2,000 millimeters off the ground, and you're not really allowed to put them any higher. So swinging through the bottom when you're tall means you're more likely to hit the floor, which is a deduction, and can just, break the flow of the skill so that you miss it entirely. It's impressive to be able to work like that.
It's another thing he has to watch out for with long legs and long lines.
Exactly. Let's see if you can put it all together, though. All that's left is the dismount. Can he find it? And just escaped him today. Unfortunate, because he's hit that a million times all season in practice, in competition. And so, a little disappointing today, but it's all right. He'll keep his chin up high and continue working on, because this is not going to be the last time we see him today.
Speaking of tall athletes, we have Jacob Foster going on pommel horse. He is 6'1", I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Killed it.
Yeah, he did. He is awesome. He's a real good gymnast all around. He's a gym tech kid, right?
From Tennessee?
Yes.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, no, I've met his coach, another great guy. And Jacob Foster has a very exciting high bar dismount. That's definitely the coolest dismount today, in my entirely unbiased opinion. He does a triple backflip that he is exceptional at planting right to his feet.
It's super exciting to watch that one. And I'm sure you're a big fan of triple back dismounts, right, Christian?
I am. I would on occasion also venture into the triple flip territory, but more often on rings. I did it on high bar as well, and played around with it on the floor, but I can only be so crazy.
That dismount, it's so cool to watch. It's so scary, even just to watch, but it's awesome whenever he's able to stick it. So.
He went 12.85 on that horse set from a 13.9 start value. 8.95. Yeah, anything close to a 9 execution score on horse means you pretty much did a perfect routine. You kind of lose a point for touching the equipment. It's like your entry fee. So he more than did his job on that set.
Right now we have Alex Catchpole getting ready to go on parallel bars here for Simpson.
He also has a great dismount on this event. No triple flips, but he does a double front, which I'm also impartial to, and he does it very well. It's very common to cowboy, so pull your knees apart to rotate a little faster, be able to spot the ground. He does not. He's able to keep his knees right together, launch himself real high up into the air. He almost finishes those 2 flips before he has descended from bar height. He's working well through this parallel bar routine. Ooh, Maltese on rings with Isaiah Drake. Great gymnastics from a great gymnast. And here it is, folks, double front.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. And we got
Small
Garrett
hop.
Kaziski on the floor. He is a grad student, former Golden Gopher, now tribe athlete, and he is also one of the best in the conference on the floor. He's very clean in the air. So if he can find a landing stay, he's going to be right in there with the best of them. And keeping an eye on Isaiah still. He's capable of a double-double dismount. I don't know if we'll see it today. Tuck half, small hop. Kept it clean, kept it simple. It looks like he's happy with that, and we are too. Garrett working through his non-acrobatic work, because there is a required non-acrobatic element in between all of your tumbling on the floor. I'll show us with an almost compulsory 1.5 full hop backwards. He's also going to catch his breath now. He's got one of those blind landings. He does a 2.5 as well. Stuck it at USAGs. Can he do it again this week? Oh, and nearly. There we go.
Just a little foot slide back, but so close to that stick there.
This has been a good rotation. You can see some of the nerves have worked themselves out just a little bit.
How do you calm down the nerves of a conference meet? Because this isn't just a dual meet, we're getting to the end of the season and there's a lot on the line here. So how do these athletes control their nerves and their emotions and go out and do what they know how to do?
It's a great question. If I ever find the answer, I'll start selling it. But no, there are several ways. Some like the nervousness. They like that there's so much on the line. We call them gamers. They think that when the pressure is on like that, they compete that much better. And it is special to be a gamer. So if you've got it like that, all the power to you. For some other athletes, it's trusting the work that you've put in all season. You do your you do visualization, you've been on the equipment before, you know how to do your routines, you watch over you doing your routines well, that you've already done this season, competed, practiced, and you kind of shut your brain off to trust the work. And in that same vein, there are breathing techniques you can do. That's what I would do, because my heart rate would get so high, I felt like my body was shaking too much, just a little jittery. And by doing breathing techniques to lower your heart rate, really lets you dial in and focus on the task at hand.
Right now we have Gavin Zaborowski on floor. Hopefully I did not butcher that. Sorry, Gavin.
You did not. You did a very good job for a hard to pronounce name. He's a freshman. He's been phenomenal this year. I think he's in NQS, our top all-arounder, over Aiden Coy, who's been doing it, forever, and is also just a great gymnast. And Gavin's at a 52.80, and he showed up this season. A quiet kid, but he works very hard, very clean gymnastics, and good difficulty. He just puts his head down, gets to work. So he's doing a floor set now for his all-around score of the day, but that does not mean it's not going to be good. And he really did. He kept everything to his feet there, and he'll be pretty happy with that. He won't show though, of course. He's too timid, shy guy. He'll do like the most perfect gymnastics you'll ever see in your entire life, and like not make a reaction, just kind of walk away.
Just casual about it.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, looks like you finished up a good rotation.
I'll be excited to see how these team scores are looking afterwards.
Me too.
A few more moving pieces now, and as people keep going on to vault, probably the highest scoring event. We'll see these scores go up and down, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And another interesting thing to keep an eye on is not only are the teams attempting to qualify, we've mentioned it a couple times, but there is a way for individuals to qualify to the NCAA Championships. So the 12 teams, the top 12 teams are automatically pulled out. And from there, 5 individual all-around athletes and 5 from each event can qualify themselves, even if their team did not qualify.
True. And some key individuals here that we had in this rotation. On floor, looks like our high score was Garrett Kasiski with 13.5. Greenville on pommel horse. Looks like we have a tie for the highest score. That was Matthew Roth and Landon Bennis with a 13.65. Rings for Navy. High score is a 13.55 by Riley Rose. Vault for Army. Highest score there, we have 14.45 from Nick Lester. Parallel bars for Simpson. The highest score for that one was Alex Catchpole, pulling out a 13.3. And Springfield on high bar. Looks like that high score was a 12.55 from Sam Kaplan.
I think I see a 13.2 for Owen Carney.
That is a 13.2 for Owen Carney. I am sorry. I just added a whole point there for Sam, so I'm sure he'll take it. All right, Owen Carney on high bar.
Yeah. Looking at the individual ranks, we still got Zach Conley from Greenville in first, Charles Kramer from Greenville in second, and Garrett has now moved himself into that third spot. So the top 6 on each event will earn all conference honors. Moving on to pommel horse in the first place, we still have Daniel Garovich, the very first routine of the entire competition with a 13.7. Then we have Matthew Roth and Landon not far behind with a 13.65 apiece. On rings in first place as of right now, we've got Riley Rose with that 13.55. That's a great score. That's another one where he has the 9.05 execution and stick bonus. So once again, you get about a point off for touching the equipment on every event except for vault. So to get around a 9 means you did pretty much everything you could do and then some. Moving on to vault, we've got Nick Lester in first with a 14.45, Steve Manilakis in second with a 14.2, and Maddox Pabellin with a 14.15, and that was the stick. And so some of you might be wondering, hey, if he stuck, why wasn't he in first place? And that is because of all of the deductions you can incur in just the half second that you're on the table and in the air. If your legs separate from board to table, that can be up to 3 to 5 tenths off. In the air, if your legs are crossed or your knees are bent, those are deductions. And then even if you land with your chest low and you stuck the landing, yes, you get a tenth for sticking the landing and bonus, but you lose up to 3 possibly for landing with your chest low. So Maddox, although he did a fantastic job of sticking that landing, his pre-flight might not have been as clean as his teammates, and that's why he ended up around a 14.15 instead of around a 14.45 from an athlete who didn't stick. Moving to parallel bars, we have Sam Kaplan in first place so far from Springfield at 13.6. Tyler Beekman from Springfield in second with a 13.3. Tied with Carter Corchado and Alex Catchpole, 13.3. We got a good running there. A pretty decent spread of difficulties and execution scores there, 14.3, 14.4, and then 14.6, which is the benefit, right? If you do a harder routine, you can have a little more form breaks because the gymnastics you're doing is more difficult, but you make up for it. In first place, we still have Ricky Pisum from William & Mary with a 13.3, Owen Carney in second with a 13.2, and Felix Creedman in third with a 12.9. So the score you see on the floor is a little bit higher than it is on high bar, but that's just the nature of us pointing out that high bar tends to be a little lower scoring. In the all-around race, so far we have the freshman Jaden Blank from Army West Point Academy. In second place, Sam Kaplan from Springfield. And in third, freshman Gavin Zabrowski. It looks like the underclassmen are running the all-around right now. A freshman, a sophomore, and a freshman in first, second, and third, respectively.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting race to see. I mean, 26.5 to 25.65 first through third, that's all within a point, and yeah, that's going to be super exciting.
For sure. Because you have to keep in mind, Jaden in first right now, but Jaden's done the vault, and Isaiah hasn't, Gavin hasn't, Sam hasn't.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll be able to move up through the rankings there.
All right, you guys are once again warming up. Their 2-minute touch before the event actually begins to make sure they are nice and ready to compete their sets. All right. Jacob on rings, he might also need to add a flip to his ring dismount. That was a little too high, a little too easy. Add a twist or add a flip.
Yeah, he's able to crank it just with long lines, so maybe in next year, maybe in the future. We'll see.
There we go. I might forgive him if he upgrades to a lay double-double, but we'll have to find a compromise there.
So it looks like in this next rotation, we have Springfield warming up on floor, William & Mary on horse, Greenville on rings, Navy on vault, Army on parallel bars, and Simpson on high bar.
Looks like the first routines, the leadoff guys are underway. They should be cruising now. Halfway through the meet at this point, or I guess on the third event, so by the end of this rotation, it'll be halfway through. A little of the nerves worked out. The team's starting to find their groove. That double pike dismount, very common. Oh, it's Jacob. Jacob Brenner, by the way, is my club teammate. He went to Preston Gymnastics with me for the entire time I was there until I graduated. And later he switched to Apollo in Virginia. But Jacob has been doing a great job. He's a freshman, worked his way on the Army's P-Bar lineup, which is one of their better events, and does a great job. So I was going to talk about how double pike is a very common dismount we'll see today, and that's another tough one to land because your knees, your legs are directly in front of your eyes. So as you approach that floor, it's a little harder to find.
I did not even think about that part, but yeah, that's a good point. You can't really see if your legs are in front of you, and I know with the pike position as opposed to the tuck position, you don't flip as fast. There's just a lot more to handle there. So good for him for
And
doing that dismount.
Riley Rose stuck that vault like he knew he was going to. It looked like he had no doubt for even a second. That was gorgeous. We talk about how on the other events, the salute, as long as you salute, you're going to get around like a 9.0 E at best. On vaults, you can really get up there. So I could see him going like around a 9.5 and above on that vault. If they threw a 9.7 E score, so nearly perfect, just 3 tenths off, I would not be surprised in the slightest. Will Wilson working on the floor. He's another big tumbler. Very, very active, dynamic tumbling. He gets lots of height, lots of power, and he's pretty good about finding those landings too. Very nice footworker. Jared Neumann finishing off a good pommel horse for team. He struggled a little bit with injury this year, specifically in his wrist, and it's good to see him back on lineup. He does the flare work, and he's still just a freshman, so to be on lineup at all. It's impressive feat, and he does it well. And it looks like the score has come in for Riley, as I was talking about. He had a 9.85 execution, which pretty much is perfect. That was gorgeous.
That's beautiful. Good for him, minimizing those deductions there.
Exactly, because as we talked about earlier, you can do the lower vault, but if you're going to do the lower vault, you gotta really make sure you're making up for it in execution. And by doing the vault literally almost perfect, you are in fact doing that job. And Sam Bradagunta vault infinity next on vault, and Sam, as we saw him on we just saw him on vault, and he does a very nice double full, very clean in the air, but Sam's real bread and butter is floor. Sam is an NCAA All-American on floor exercise from last season.
He's definitely a big floor worker and an event finalist on vault, I believe, as well. So it should be exciting.
Yeah, good floor battle. You got Sam Smith going on horse, as we can see. Those long legs, those long arms, and a great circle. B Savado to the middle. That is a Roth through the middle, as we talked about. Mr. Bill Roth, Magyar, Savado. You see Tom Fenton. Triple Russian. And flank. Oh, that's good elevation on the flank. Yeah, he's going to be happy. He's going to be... All right, he's going to be happy with that. As we talked about, he came off the ACL injury, and he has now hit every routine for the team that he's competed since. And some people might be like, oh, that's only 3. 3 is more than enough chances to fall off the palm horse, I promise you. We fall on regular circles, and he just did a very difficult routine, and he did it very well.
We see that 14.8 come in for Matthew Petros on vault, a 9.5 execution there, so good for him. And we saw Isaiah Drake, he just took a slight step back, but he did the 5.2 start value vault. So that 2.5 there, and I believe he'll be happy with that one. I believe this is Gavin Zaborowski, again on horse here.
He is a real horse swimmer. We've had to cut a couple things out of his routine to improve his consistency, and he is still doing one of, if not the most difficult routine on the squad. and with a good hit. So he will take it. He'll like that for his all-around score, and the team will like it for the team score.
Good for him. It's keeping the energy going. Right now we have Sam Kaplan starting on floor for Springfield. See how this adds to his all-around score today. Just some slight hops back, but looks pretty controlled on those landings there. Little side pass. An easy stick for him on that one. And just out of bounds on that pass over there. Overall, good routine, just a tough dismount for him. See how he comes back on his other events today.
Plenty of gymnastics left to do. I think he picking on himself a nice horse sit over there. Seeing some good swing work from the athlete Landon on rings. Got to finish up a good ring side. And nope. Planted it nice and deep like a gardener. Found that stick, it was easy.
He's another one of those guys where he will just do some insane gymnastics and then just walk off like nothing happened.
I don't know how. I feel like I lose my mind for the most basic stuff I do. Like walk around the gym like, anyone see that, please? I record it, put it on my Instagram story. You know, it is impressive.
We have Jake Smith going on high bar right now.
And bar work, he does the jam just like we saw Evan Sacred do. L grip joint as well over the top, in which both of your hands are not only backwards but upside down. So, difficult to grab. Not super common once it was no longer required on high bar, but for the athletes who can do it, it's a very valuable group of skills to work with.
And he had a nice stick to finish off that great routine there, so Simpson's going to love that.
Oh, is that an underbar cast to support? I don't know if I've ever seen anyone compete that skill.
Looks like this is Jaden Blank who just did that one. On P
I'm gonna have
bars.
to go back and watch that. That's funny. That's cool. I like that. I am a big fan of unique skills, doing stuff that kind of no one else does. You caught the double front. Well, a little low, but it's a tough dismount to land. So it's worth more than the double pikes we'll see. Yeah, Jacob, it's time to add a flipper at twist. That was too easy. We'll talk about it.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, please do. Thank you. Yeah, that double front on P bars, it's worth an E, whereas the double pikes we're going to see more often are worth a D. So you get an extra technical difficulty to accommodate the fact that it is that much harder to land.
Looks like right now we have Milo Staley on high bar.
And another start dismount. That's another one of the best parts of these later season meets, these championship meets, is that everyone has been doing these routines all season. Their endurance is up, their confidence is up, and just their general awareness at that point in their routine is up. So we get lots of nice routines to stuck landings, and it's just the perfect exclamation points, like the cherry on top, the nice bow on the present, to watch all these athletes stick their dismounts and not even think twice about it.
That's true. They should know these routines like the back of their hand, and hopefully get those sticks and be super clean today. And I'm sure it's very rewarding for the athletes too. Like, I worked towards this all season, and finally I got it right at the end. It's just a sweet moment.
For sure.
All right, looks like that was the end of our third rotation there. Top scores for each event, we have Springfield on floor. Looks like top score there was Dominic Ramalho with 13.55. William and Mary on horse. Looks like the top score there was Sam Smith with a 13.5. Greenville on rings. Looks like top score was Ethan Poole with a 13.0. Navy on vault. Top score was Matthew Petros with a 14.8, and the stick. We love to see that. And Army on parallel bars, we have 13.45 from Jackson Popple. And Simpson on high bar, we have a 12.1 from Brian Rollison, and a stick there as well. We love to see those little green circles down there because it means they stuck it, and just a good exclamation point on the routine. Plus, an extra 10th is added to their score for every time they stick. So they are really looking to finish that routine cleanly.
It looks like Simpson got real sticky on high bar. 4 out of 6 routines. That's what you want to see. And it looks like Greenville as well on rings. 3 out of 5.
Kept the energy rolling.
For
and
sure.
with Greenville
So
with Greenville on
continue.
rings, Ethan Poole, he has that top score there. And what's interesting about his routine, it's only a 3.9 difficulty. Looks like for Greenville, it's the third hardest difficulty, but it's nothing like that 4.3 from Sergey. But he is so clean with it. He only got 9/10 off in deductions. So he's just watching him compete. Yeah, he's super clean and very little deductions throughout that routine there.
Good. Yeah, no, it's absolutely a valid strategy. All right, and taking a look at the all-around competitors. So as we just talked about, Isaiah Drake has now done vault, right? So things have switched around a little bit as these athletes move in and out of these higher scoring events. Isaiah in first, Stan Kaplan still in second, managed to hold on, and Jaden now in third. Dominic starting to move up. We got Gavin, who's moved down to fifth, Michelangelo, Jake, Milo. There's a lot going on. These are still very, very fluid placements, and it's up to these athletes to capitalize where they can and make sure they do their job start to finish.
Yeah, very close there. That's going to be really exciting to watch how this progresses as we're now halfway through the meet. Looks like onto our next event, we have Simpson on floor, Springfield on horse, William and Mary on rings, Greenville on vault, Navy on parallel bars, and Army on high bar.
Oh, this is going to be very exciting. So you're telling me we've got Peyton Kramer on horse also, while we've got Miko Greenlee and Evan Wilkins going on rings, and Logan Watterson and Michael Avery going on vaults, and Matthew Petros, Isaiah, Caleb all going, and Vishal. I mean, Navy's whole people lineup is amazing. And then we've got Zach Perez on high bar. This rotation is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. There will be so many cool races to watch within teams, and trying to have people competing against each other, and who comes out on top. It looks like from my sheet here, there's a lot of rivalries going on. So I feel like on every event for each team, there's 2 people who it's like, oh, it could go either way. So
Keep it close, keep us guessing. That's what makes it fun.
And I'm sure it's great to have a teammate pushing you too all the time in practice, and that just makes you and your team better at meets. So we love those little rivalries in sports. It's super fun.
solid combo of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Make sure you're always pushing to be your best self. Right, looks like we're in the 1-minute transition period before the athletes begin their 2-minute warm-up. It's always interesting to see how different athletes warm up. Some athletes, they prefer to go through almost their entire routine if they can. Timing usually doesn't allow it, but they'll try and do as much of it as they can during their one touch. And you'll see other athletes who just kind of like bounce down the floor or like, stretch their shoulders and then decide that they're ready to compete. So it's always fun to notice like who takes more turns, who takes fewer, and it's all valid, right? It's just what works for you. It's just more interesting to look at than anything.
Yeah, it's like what gets you into the zone to compete. I also think it's funny how a lot of people will save the stick or save the dismount for the routine. So I think it's funny you see them all rolling out of their dismounts and everything because they don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I've had teammates who live by that religiously, the save the stick. I always think it's funny. And sometimes it also varies, like from event to event. There's some events where like I wouldn't feel like I'm ready to go unless I've like on P-bars. If I haven't stuck any double fronts in warm up, how do I know I'm going to stick it in the meet? Is more how I would go. But then I'd get to rings where I was when I was dismounting with the triple. I did pommel horse as well. I was usually pommel horse anchor and then rings anchor. So I would land pommel horse and we'd transition to the next event, and Olympic order rings is next. So I'm still breathing heavy from my set by the time you get to rings. And so by the end of my career, I wouldn't even take a one touch on rings. I was like, I'm just gonna catch my breath and whatever happens, happens.
Right, you're like, I need to rest. I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah, that's a tough double to do there.
You learn to work with it. You do it enough. I also think we did see Logan Watterson, in fact, do a 2.5 that he would have stuck, and then he just took a hop on, saving the stick.
Yeah, I know he's been coached all season to, if you need to take the hop, just take the hop and don't go too hard for the stick. And it's worked out really well for him because I believe he has not fallen on it all season. He's a great vault worker, so it'll be really cool to see what he does today. Looks like we're starting to set up for our first athlete here.
You'll see all this stuff going on. Parallel bar, you see him scraping, like he's wiping the floor on parallel bars, and he's getting rid of the chalk so it doesn't fly up into your eyes. Because you do the bars, right? You cover them in chalk and honey and water and whatever else you need to make sure the kind of chemistry composition is right for you to be able to stay on the bar while you do your set. And in that, chalk goes flying everywhere. And so you scrape it off you wipe it off the bottom so you don't land and it flies up into your eyes, but also because hitting the ground is a deduction. And so sometimes it might look like you hit the ground because all of the chalk swept up while you swung through the bottom. So getting that out of there just alleviates that concern.
We see Evan Wilkins working through his ring set here. Looking pretty good so far.
A little loose in the back. He's awesome at finding just a small hop. He's ready for that double-double. He is very good at that 1.5, but he has been training it. He likes it more, so it'll be here soon.
Just saw a 13.8 for Kobe on vault and a 13.9 for Landon Dennis. Hopefully those scores keep going up just a little bit each time. I love that.
13.0 for Evan Wilkins. Yeah, that is a good score. 13 and above is where you want to be on rings. The scoring differences from event to event make it so that, as we've seen, like a 14 is probably going to get you the win on floor. Of course, kind of depends on meet to meet and the judging, anywhere between like a mid 13, but when you get one of those crazy athletes, you can get all the way up to closer to a 15. I'm not sure if we have anyone who's going to be pushing 15 today, but we could very well have athletes in the 14 range. Rings is another one where I think today the winner will probably be around mid to high 13. Vault, we're going to be closer to that 15 range, probably 14.6, 14.7 and above. And parallel bars, closer to the 14 mark. High bar, probably right around where Ricky Pism is, with around a mid 13. And Garrett Kaziski finished up a great ring set there. He did the Maltese, full value dismount, swinging element. He is having himself a day, and he's going to be happy with that. Showing the similar palmer work coming from, I believe this is Gio on horse. And it's phenomenal. It's called a Sohn when you do a full spin on one arm like that, named after American Penn State gymnast Mark Sohn. 14-4 for Michael Avery.
All right, we got Logan
14-4,
up.
no stick.
Yeah, he took a small hop on it.
All right, watch this, folks. Here we go. Down punch. Damn, that was, fantastic. Gorgeous 2.5, nearly stuck. That's going to have great, not only the biggest difficulty you've seen today with that 2.5, but he's also going to have probably very close to the best execution we've seen today. Caught the landing a little low, but really, really good vault.
We just had Vishal Mandava on parallel bars. Good routine there for him.
Vishal actually is one of those athletes who is so tall, he has to put the parallel bars up one notch. So you'll see them adjust it back down after he competes. I believe that's Bo Bice, right? Just stuck a 2.5 on vault.
Yes, and I could be wrong. He might have stuck it once this season, but usually he takes a small hop, so I know that's really great for him.
That is exceptional to have 2.5s like that back to back, and both of them done so well. Very exciting.
Looks like this is
very solid shake-up in the vault rankings.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see. Looks like we have Felix now on palm horse for Springfield. Really long lines here. He looks great.
This athlete is also from Germany. No fun fact. Very good. Bo Bice with that 14.7. Yep. Very nice.
And this is Jaden Blank up here for Army on high bar. Been saying his name a lot today. I believe he may be doing all around.
He is.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a great combo. The straddled in-bar endo to the piked in-bar endo. I love that. Nice to Takachev. Good distance. Ooh, and the piked installed there as well. And strap. Yeah, he hit all the in-bar. I love people showing mastery over the in-bar elements. And the stick. That was phenomenal. I love that. That was a great set.
Yeah, he's just had a big impact in his freshman year, so Good for him. That's awesome.
And he has. We got Alec Kuzmenchuk working on rings. He has also done the handstand to the upright straddle planche, a very difficult way to do that skill. Upright planche is hard enough as it is, but the kill momentum that he gains falling from the handstand is even harder, and he dealt with it very well. Straight through the swing elements, no hitches. Alec has such a good presentation. He did future stars when he was younger, and you can really tell his handstand, his lines, his just general gymnastics presence is excellent. And just a slight hop on the dismount. Looks like he actually might have kicked the ring. It looks like he hooked the ring strap around the top handle.
I see that.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time a tribe member had done that at Springfield, I'd have 2, which isn't a lot, but it is weird that it's happened twice.
Was it you, Christian? Did you do it?
It was me. Yeah, no, it was absolutely me. Yeah, I just absolutely yucked those rings to the side when I dismount. So threw them to the side. We had like the post came loose, trying to get it undone. We had to like get a crutch to retighten the top of the ring tower. Quite fortunately, Alec did not do nearly as much damage as I did. So.
Yeah, they got it down okay, so that's good. But hey, you gotta get those rings out of the way for the dismount, so you do what you have to do.
Seriously. Biggest fear is having them come back and hit you while you're up there. Oof! That Kovacs was fingertips. I loved it. And it's great to see JoJo back. He has been out for almost, if not the entire season. And so to have him working in our lineup today with a triple, what?
Ooh.
Where did that come from? That was awesome.
That was great.
I love
Has he been
that.
doing that before?
I have never seen it, not with my own eyes at least. I believe he trained at a gym over the summer that I went to, and they asked me if I knew him, and they were like, "Yeah, the guy from Army who does a triple," and I was like, "I have no clue who like he doesn't do a triple," but clearly I was wrong.
Because he does, and he kept it on his feet, so that's really good.
We got Nico going on rings here, getting ready to finish up his rings. So he's another one who told you he could be looking for that title. We'll hop backwards on the double dismount. That's one of the harder dismounts we'll see today. We have not seen many double doubles. And another incentive for those triple back dismounts, these big dismounts that we're seeing, is that they change the rules of gymnastics every Olympic cycle. And with this impending one, the draft that they have released for the new code of points incentivizes these higher value dismounts. So you'll mirror the amount of start value you get for them in difficulty. So in doing an F dismount like a triple back on high bar, you not only get 6/10 for the skill, but you're going to get an additional 6/10 for the element code. Nico Greenley with a 13-3. It's one of the highest scores we've seen today. It's great work from him. We expect it, and he delivered it.
Looks like we have Peyton Kramer working on horse right now.
We do. Doing, just about the hardest palm horse set we're going to see today. The fantastic execution.
We have Aiden Coy working through on wing.
This routine will be for his all-around score, but Aiden's a good rings worker. He also does that 1.5 dismount, so he'll have a blind landing. Trying through, double back flip, 1.5 twist, and medium step forward. Love the way he keeps his knees together in the air while he twists that. Not easy to do. Caleb Hickey working on parallel bars. He also is a double front dismounter, and I'm biased towards, and he does it very well. He's good. He's good at finding that stick. Sam gearing up here. Ooh, little scramble backwards, but he kept it on his feet. That's why we lift. Strong legs.
Yeah, you don't want the steps, but at least you're not falling, you know?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that a 14.8 for Peyton Kramer on pommel horse?
That is huge.
The highest score on any event today on pommel horse, which I have said several times today is the lowest scoring event. Because, yeah, truly spectacular. I love it.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Oh, it is not the highest score. Even without the stick, Logan Watterson went 14.85 on vault.
Still, even having horse speed close to that, that's huge.
Yeah, it is truly spectacular. The set that he is doing, the fact that he's doing it as a freshman, and that he's doing it as well as he's doing it. That not only puts him, well far in front to win today. I'm not confident. I'm not positive off the top of my head if there's anyone left who will be able to score that. Maddox might be able to get close, but that puts him in contention to win NCAA championships, not just conference. A unique free hit mount for Isaiah. With a D value, it's pretty difficult to get up the handstand from the rail being in your face like that and from before. But he manages. Very nice, Honda. Huge handstand, just a little bit of struggle. That's a finicky skill. It's He won this event last year, so he's capable of some pretty big marks. Catching his breath before a dismount. He's going to load up now, see if he can find it.
Ooh,
And
nice.
he did. Very nice. There's the
That was
green
a
flag.
beautiful routine.
Yes, it was. That was very nice. Trenton chalking up for vault. It's like the guys are getting ready to rotate.
All right, some big routines in that rotation for sure. We have on floor, Simpson's high score was a 12.55 from Michelangelo Villani. Springfield on horse, that was that 14.8 we were talking about from Peyton Kramer. That was huge. On rings, William and Mary, we have, looks like the 13.0 from Evan Wilkins. No, I'm sorry, Nico Greenlee, 13.3. Those are the two guys I was looking for. So Nico Greenlee just edges him out, 13.3. On vault for Greenville, looks like Logan Watterson, 14.85. Parallel bars for Navy, we have the 14.05 from Matthew Petros. And we are still waiting on Isaiah Drake's score, but I believe that will count towards all around. So for the team score, Matthew Petros, 14.05. For Army on high bar, looks like the 13.25 from Jaden Blank is leading the way there.
And it looks like Navy's really starting to pull away with their lead. They open up by 3 points over Greenville, but Greenville has in fact jumped Springfield, and by a significant margin. Springfield is actually, they have not vaulted yet, right? Yeah, they end on vault.
Yeah, so we'll be on the lookout to see how they jump in that last rotation, which kind of brings some drama for the Springfield team. They're hoping that they have a good vault rotation to hopefully jump them up some scores because, again, that is a higher scoring event.
Absolutely. And Greenville's looking great, but parallel bars and high bar are two events where it's, very easy to fall off, and falls like that they can spiral. So nobody is very safe yet. Lots of gymnastics left to be done. All All right, and to take another look at the all-around, Isaiah Drake still in first in this fourth rotation as he was last rotation. Jaden Blank has moved into that second position, and Sam Kaplan into third. Michelangelo Villani is in fourth, Dominic in fifth. See, Gavin has taken a bit of a dip after the stumbles he had on his rings routine, but day's not over yet.
Like that parallel score for Isaiah was just pretty huge for him, and he's starting to pull away just a little bit. I'd say it's still super close between Isaiah, Jaden, and Sam. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to Sam after he goes to vault, which will be at the end of that meet. So
exactly. On parallel bars, we have Matthew Peters in first place with that 14.05 big score. And a 9.05 execution, which means he did his job and more by scoring around that 9.0 execution mark. And Daniel Garovich, also in third place, if you remember him, he was our pommel horse leader until Peyton went, and he was the first pommel horse routine of the day. He's having himself a time. Peyton Kramer there. Once again, we'll start by looking at the difficulty. At 5.7 is 3/10 higher than the next closest person. We have Ronan McQuillan in sixth place with a 5.4. But the difference we see is that even among all those people, the highest execution so far on the leaderboard, 9.1 for Peyton Kramer. Not only the hardest routine, but he did it the cleanest.
all right, going into our fifth rotation, we're getting closer to the end here. We have Army on floor, Simpson on pommel horse, Springfield on rings, William and Mary on vault, Greenville on parallel bars, and Navy on high bar.
All right, so more exciting routines to look for. You got Jake Sweeten, my boy, is going to be on pommel horse. He's got some great skills. He does flop work. He's got a good swing. Jaden Blank on the floor has been doing real well for them. And also Steve Manilakis. I like to follow his progress on. He has like a gymnastics Instagram account I like to watch, and he trains very well, and he competes floor very well. So it'll be exciting to watch him. And of course, Franco Perona will be finishing up that lineup for him. On Springfield for rings, Will Wilson has a gorgeous routine to tuck double dismount that is very explosive and pinpoint accurate. He's very good at finding the stick on that. But I will shout out my boy David Handren. He's a real strong man, a real ring specialist, and he probably pushed me the most of anyone in the entire conference as I was training and competing against him in my senior year and my fifth year. Very strong guy, very nice guy, and hoping the best for him today. On vault, William Mary's got a very exciting vault rotation going. It looks like we got Trenton Piezant has moved into the vault rotation today. But Garrett Kaziski does a handspring double front, Sam Lee does a 2.5, and so will Ricky Pizzon. So one of the higher difficulty vault squads we'll see today.
Yeah, I think I'm realizing I'm a sucker for the double tuck or triple tuck skills. Because I'm really excited for Garrett's vault there. It's pretty unique to see the double front as opposed to 2.5 or double full.
It's 3 flips from the ground, so it might as well be a triple flip. And he gets very nice air on it as well. He's very good about sitting up from his hips and his toes to the sitting up into the flip, getting that extra height to turn over both quick and with amplitude. At the last meet, he actually had too much power. See Jacob working through some underbar elements here, the peach handstand into the giant handstand, followed by that support work. Good balance of skills we're seeing here. Garrett is getting ready to vault. We just saw Trenton go. Got a nice double full, kept it on his feet. Watch this. 1, 2. Oh, and to his feet it goes. Low landing. Now confident he saluted to the judges. But looks like everything's going all right. Yeah, no, that's a big vault, and it's huge for momentum in this vaulting rotation. You know, he has one of the higher start values, so he's in lineup, and he lands it relatively consistently. But it's not later in the lineup because of that consistency issue. I mean, it's a hard vault to land, and so we had the first land, and then we have Garrett go. Right, Garrett can, you know, either really build the momentum, or it might be something that we have to build back from a little bit. And then the next guy, who I believe is Aiden, does a double full, and that's his job. But now, instead of going, oh, I'm in like recovery mode from this error that the team made, he gets to really unleash and go for the best possible landing he can do without worrying about, you know, trying to make up for anything.
Yeah, he's just keeping that momentum. And he gets the stick. It works out for him.
There it is.
Nice. Yeah, the Tribe are feeling good. They're feeling good after those first three, so we'll see how it keeps going.
That was a great Healy on P-bars. I like the drop onto the peach. It's a little shy of the handstand. That's all right.
And watch out, I'm not sure if he's doing it today, but I know Kevin has done a Bobzar before.
Ooh, oh, and there it is.
He does it. There it is.
I'm torn between my desire not to be a cliche and to point out that this skill was invented by the quote-unquote great American gymnast Raj Bobzar, as we hear so often from Tim Baggett and John Roethlisberger.
Just a little too much on the dismount there.
That stick from Riley was nice. And stick from Riley on high bars. I'm pretty sure I have seen that in the Coda points before. I think that's how the skill is depicted. Oh, just a double full from Ricky, but he kept it to his feet.
This is David Handring from Springfield, the ring specialist himself.
And as you can see, it's a real flat Maltese. It's on hold into the Nakayama. That's a bounce cross. Right? Very tough opening skills. I don't believe we've seen a Nakayama from anyone today. And an uprise cross. Perfectly flat. That was excellent.
He just looks so solid on this event.
He is. I love watching him swing and work rings. He just is in his element. Swing handstand. Oh, I love the way that flowed. That was amazing. And for the dismount, gonna get the stick. Oh yeah, he kept it. It was close, but he kept it. There we go, Dave. Congratulations to him.
Great routine.
And Sam Lee tore down that runway. Gorgeous 2.5. Big ol' hop forward, but hops maxed out at a 3/10, and he stayed so clean in the air. Great in air form, good to table form. So that should also be another good score for the Tribe. In my judging experience, I would guess mid-14 for that, around 14.4 like Garrett. But if it were a little higher, I would not be upset. We got Jake Sweeten getting ready to go here on a horse. The scissor work, so the C scissor full in, and then the scissor full on the handles, which not only look well, but he did them very well. Flop work I mentioned. We got the leg split, but he didn't let it break his stride. He's still keeping the rhythm going. Check here. Roll. I'm gonna miss that skill. Just getting rid of it next code. And the handstand dismount flies right on up. There we go. We'll be happy with that. That was a good set.
Nice. Solid routine for him. Yeah, it would have been very easy for him to just lose his rhythm after the leg separation, but he keeps it together and pulls it off.
14.35 for Sandy on vault. 13.15 for David Handren on rings. It's nice, one of the higher scores. As we said, we want to be above that 13 mark.
This should be Isaiah Drake down here on high bar now.
Top half, short the handstand, but he swings out without breaking any form, so minimize the deduction there. Big old stretch to Kachev. Straddle, because it's easy. All right to the handstand, he's gearing up for the dismount. Right, half, and he gave it away. He didn't want the stick.
Man.
He had it.
So close. Otherwise, awesome routine.
Yes, it was.
Like Milo Staley is hopping back on the horse now. He has a really nice circle.
That he does. Good elevation of the horse. Nice strong finish. You'll see the 13.05 from Peyton Kramer there at the bottom. And once again, 9.15 execution scores though. The difference this time is, of course, he's not starting from nearly the 16. But he has that just excellent execution score. And I mean, David's our ring specialist, and he is, within spitting distance score-wise. So both those athletes did their job, and they did it differently. And that's what makes it so fun, because you got to see all the big strength done very well from David. And then Peyton might not have had as much difficulty, but he made up for it by making it even that much more beautiful.
We just saw two sticks back to back. I believe that was Dominic on rings and Eric on high bar. And right now on parallel bars, I believe this is Jackson Clapper.
He's working out.
Yeah, he is. I remember at Nebraska versus Army, it was Nebraska, Army, and Greenville, and it was a close meet between Greenville and Army, and Jackson just pulled off this amazing parallel bars routine. He was really clutch when the team needed it most, so we'll see what he does today.
I like that little pike. He had a great pop. You saw him like activate the bounce on the bar and the handstand that he then used to just pop that double pike right up. And I'm thinking that also might be a little too easy for him. I'll give him more time than I'm going to give, Jacob to work on his either triple twisting, his double twisting triple back or his lay double double. I'll let him pick because I'm nice. But the full out should absolutely happen. As we'll see in the next code, that's a G dismount, I believe. So it'd be worth 1.4 at one skill. You could build a whole routine around it.
That would be huge. I'll let Zach know that one as well.
Please do. Thank you. Back to Kachev from Caleb Hickey. That is Kachev. The unfortunate miss. By the time he gets up, he'll have 30 seconds to remount. And something people don't really talk about is how quickly the lactic acid builds once you start your set. Like, in addition to the adrenaline pumping through your system, like falling on a set and then finishing the set is infinitely harder than just, doing the set start to finish, because you've got this now built-in break where the adrenaline crash comes down, and the fact that you just, did part of your routine starts to build up. So there's not only the mental aspect of how do I recenter, but there's also the physical aspect of you're a little more tired at this point than you might normally be.
Yeah, I would not have thought of that. But yeah, you're just sitting there for 30 seconds and gives your body a chance to rest and that lactic acid just to sit there. So I can imagine how much that would hurt.
Franco's cooking this forward team though. Some of these sticks are looking mean. And the triple full with just the smallest of adjustments. Yeah, he is happy with that, and I would be too.
Good for him.
He's floor anchor for a reason, isn't he? Look at the Army guys just cheering in the bottom of the rings camera. That was great.
Yeah, they're happy with that for sure. It's awesome.
Sam Kaplan with the unfortunate miss on his dismount there. He did the tuck double-double, which we saw Nico do. We saw Will Wilson do. And it is a difficult dismount to land, so certainly not too much on him. I know he'll be frustrated because he's hit that 1,000 times.
Looks like we're still waiting on a few scores coming in our fifth rotation, but leaders for each team. I'll start on Simpson first while we wait for Franco. Simpson on pommel horse looks like their top score was a 12.4 from Alex Catchpole. On rings for Springfield, looks like 13.15, and that was David Handren, the specialist right there. William and Mary on vault looks like the 14.45 from Garrett Kaziski. That was the double front, so good for him for pulling out a high score there. Greenville on parallel bars looks like 13.6 from Landon with the stick. Good for him. And for the team score, at least, from Navy on high bar, looks like 13.35 from Riley Rose with the stick as well there. And we're waiting on Caleb Hickey and on Franco Pirano's scores there.
That is a rather baller high bar rotation for Navy to put up 5 guys who almost all of them go 13. Yeah, everyone except on lineup except for one. That's very impressive. Love to see it.
Huge. Especially that event's a little bit lower scoring as well. So really good to see those 13s there.
So I think that 13.35 puts him what? Just ahead for the first place on high bar. Yes, it does. Just half a tenth ahead of Ricky Pism from the Tribe. But you can see the Navy guys are all over the leaderboard because they had themselves quite a high bar rotation. Riley in first with another great E score, great gymnastics from him. He's a very clean gymnast with really nice toe point also. I feel like it's not talked about enough, but he has an excellent line. Ricky Pism in second, and Audrey Peters, as we've talked about multiple times today, in third. Oh no, tied for second with that 13.3. All right, and the all-around race. Isaiah Drake still ahead, although not by as much. It's what, 7? It's not by as much. 65.3 to 66.2, so around 9/10. That's great. I'm sorry, I'm in law school. Math is not my strong suit. But Jaden Blank in second for Army. And once again, a freshman. And Sam Kaplan, the sophomore, worked his way back up in the third despite the setback. We got Aiden Coy on the leaderboard now. See him around a 62.35. So he's actually not very far from that third place position at all. And Aiden's best event, you guessed it, parallel bars. So this could be a very interesting swing. As we saw, Sam Kaplan is going to vault. And Sam Kaplan's a great all-around gymnast. Vault is not one of his stronger events. And Aiden is, Aiden's strongest event is parallel bars. So this could be a very interesting swing, even if Sam Kaplan goes 13-6. That is not an untouchable score for Aiden Coy.
It'd be really cool to see how that plays out. Yeah, Sam's got a little bit of that advantage with vault, but yeah, we'll see how Aiden does on parallel bars, and I'm sure he's feeling good going into his best event.
Yeah, and at that same time, Jaden's going to Pommel Horse, a lower scoring event, tough to crank out a, high score on. And Isaiah's going to Floor, which he won last year, right? So we've got, this all around races, really within inches.
It'll be really cool to see. It'll be an exciting last rotation. And looking down these team scores here, looks like Navy is leading the way. What do you think, Christian? You think they're going to break 400?
Another math question. My nightmare. Look, so
I'm
they
sorry
need a 6. So then they need a 66.5. Is that how math works? Oh, they can do a 66.5.
Yeah, that seems correct.
Yeah, no, that's actually extremely doable. Yeah, no, I mean, you get a 65 if everyone goes 13. They've got an entire lineup of guys who can score 13. So that is not out of reach at all. They'll be brushing right up against it.
Well, that would be awesome for them. I know they've been shooting for that all year, and they've got some heavy hitters in the floor rotation as well. They have Brian Solomon, Isaiah Drake, Sam Burra-Dagunta, and Daniel Gurovich, as well as Ian Dinmore, who's going right now, and Colby Prince, who's right after him.
Exactly. So we got Zachary Patrick working on the parallel bars for Willie McNary. This is the only event we'll see him on today, but he is having himself a pretty good routine. Some looseness, little stuff here and there, but he is cooking. He does a double bike dismount, so I hope he can find this. Oh, and the stick as well. There you go. Zachary likes to wink in that in his L before his dismount, so I'm now curious as to whether or not he winked at Coach Mike, who was standing back there before he stuck his dismount.
It's a good luck charm.
$14-1 for Will Wilson. That's a good vault score. He did a double full. He is capable of doing a 2.5 though. As I said, very powerful gymnast, but that 9-3 execution on the 4-8 vault more than gets the job done.
We have Blaze Kennedy up here now for Army on Pommel Horse.
Blaze Kennedy is an awesome name.
Right? It's super cool. I'd like to be named Blaze. I think that'd be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was named after the fashion designer, so this is cooler. That was a hit. We take those. Ooh. The unique straddle front mount from freshman Jared Neumann on parallel bars, which he taught well and still worked out of. I think my sternum would have popped out of my chest, but, he's a strong guy, and very clearly so, because he did not let it stop him. Second 14-1 for Springfield on vault. That was a 2.5 we just saw from Owen Carney. Awesome. And he kept that on his feet as well. Step backwards, but, he upgraded 4/10 from a double full, so he gets a 3/10 step and still comes out on top. Deep landing for Jared. Might sting the ankles a bit, but he kept it on his feet, You fight for those landings, you fight for every skill. And he showed us that even as a freshman, he's got grit, and he's definitely got the skill and difficulty to be on this lineup for here and moving forward.
You see that 14.45 come in for Owen Carney. Pretty good score for that time out.
Yeah, it's just 3/10 higher than the 14-1s, which had smaller landing, but even though he took the 3, he got the 4/10 start value boost. 13-6 is in for Ian Denmore, which is that first Navy score on the floor, and that is right on track for that 400 mark they're chasing in addition to their win.
more 13s we see here from Navy, the better their shot at getting that 400.
I'm like Ronaldo with a 14.45 on a double full. That's the same score we saw for Garrett and Finansman double front. That's how clean it was. Even with the 410 start value deficit, Dominic was that much better.
That's huge.
And he does that vault very well. He is like puts through the air like a tornado, sharp as a knife. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is a really unfortunate break for Sam, missing on vault. And as we just talked about, Aiden, who is literally currently mounting parallel bars as we speak, the door has opened. He also presumably couldn't see the fall because he was staring right down the rail. So he might not even know what's at stake. Aiden's not typically one to look at scores that deep anyways. And even if he did, I don't think he'd have let it affect him. He is a very, very calm competitor, just overall guy. You see the upper bar work. Dion, ooh, second Dion. That's supposed to be a Dion quarter, which she will just do now instead because Aiden's a crazy person. There it is. A little shy of the handstand, so he will spin that up. And so you'll notice he repeated the skill, which you're not allowed to do. But really what happens is they just deduct it and you don't get credit for it. So you'll get the arch deduction, the bent knees, but other than that, he'll be fine. And the dismount coming up here. There we go, minimizing the double pike.
And watch
Our team is a bit of a fight for
quick.
Aiden. That's a bit of a fight for Aiden, but you know that door is open.
Yeah, that really changes the all-around game.
It does. We got the 13-3 from Colby Prince on floor for Navy. Still chasing that 400 there. They are in there.
Right now we have Brian Solomon up. So he's going to try and keep that ball rolling. Again, another freshman making a really big impact for Navy.
That front double full dismount, that is so difficult and very rare. I think there's only one other person off the top of my head, Tate Costa, who's actually falling off on the same team as Aiden, at Illinois, who dismounts with a front double full. It's not very common, it's very difficult, and unfortunately it just got away from him today. An uprise cross going on rings. A little forehand, that's a tough element. Even as someone who has competed Maltese and cross, or Maltese cross, planche, and invert, I still shy away from crosses in training and in competition because for whatever reason I find them very difficult. So I'm always impressed by someone who manages to work one into their routine.
They look brutal, but also really cool. So, and I was really surprised that I know one of the crosses, it's only a B value, I believe, if it's by itself. Is that correct?
It is, and that's actually part of the reason I stopped doing it, because I could do a Maltese and a planche, and I did the big dismount. I wanted to build the most efficient set I could because crosses were only a B, and the variations that you could do into them really max around a D. Then it wasn't worth it for me personally because planche and Maltese were worth more and just easier for me on my body. So
for sure.
Brian Solomon still with a 13 with a fall. So that was unfortunate because that obviously was gorgeous until then, but Navy is still in pursuit of that 400, and that possibility is very real. We got Maddox Pabellum working on Palmer's, pardon me. And he is absolutely working through this routine. Oh, that was gorgeous. The way he picked up speed through the Roth was amazing. Just kept a tight body, patient hands, mag sieve, very nice. Single palm loop into the handstand dismount. Wow.
Nice.
That was phenomenal. Yeah, and he is happy. I would be too. That was exceptional. That, folks, is a podium routine. I would not be surprised if that crept into second.
Yeah,
I
the
think
Roth and the
it
top
might,
fave so close together. That's a lot of difficulty right all at once.
but it is, that routine was stacked. It'll be very difficult to chase down that 14.8 from Peyton Kramer, but not impossible.
We have Isaiah Drake finishing up the floor set here. Little hop on the landing.
That was
Overall,
a good
pretty
set,
good.
though. We got Sam Lee working in parallel bars. He is one of the conference's best on the event. And so this will be good to bring the team back after some struggles they've been having on this event. And Brian Rollison going on rings right now. He is a very strong guy. He came into rings first in the conference, so he is your favorite to win. Oh, can we stomp that double pike? Also forgot to see the judges. These guys got too excited today. Big old step backwards, but on his feet. Rings is really one of those events where it almost entirely comes down to your dismount. Because once you're strong enough to do your skills, you're strong enough to do your skills. The swing's always going to be more or less the same. So minimizing on the dismount is where that margin becomes the most important. It's that 14.65 from Maddox. Woo.
That's huge.
He did not quite catch Peyton, but my goodness, if he didn't do his gosh darn best, that was amazing. Almost the same difficulty, just 1 tenth lower and 1 tenth lower in execution. So that was where the difference came. But Maddox did phenomenal. That was really spectacular. He should be happy with that and proud regardless.
And I believe Coach Reeves said he was planning a 5.9, so I'm wondering if he has a little bit more left in the tank maybe for NCs.
It's possible he could upgrade. I mean, it's even possible that the start value might be wrong, right? And they could inquire at the end of the meet, and boom, if he goes up 2 tenths, and then he's ahead of Peyton. Oh, Sam's starting key bars, or pardon me, floor. This is your NCAA All-American.
It's gonna be fun to watch. And we just saw
It's
this
like
Isaiah Drake
floating.
score come in.
14.1 is massive. Sam is exceptionally clean in the air. I just can never get over how easy all of his gymnastics look. It looks like he's floating across the floor. And not only all of that, Sam is also a Miss Emory finalist, which is the equivalent to the Heisman Trophy of men's gymnastics. It is the highest award in the sport, and he is one of 13 athletes selected to be a finalist. Lay out stick, fifth pass. That's very commonly someone's like second pass, and he's doing it right before his dismount because it is that much easier for him than the rest of the competition. And just a small adjustment on a triple full. Great set from a great guy, and he should be happy with that.
Yeah, that was a great routine, and I believe their last guy for the team competition, so looks like
He needs above a 12.5.
Yeah, I'm no judge, but I believe he's gonna make that.
No, I put my stamp of approval on that. You take the test. I'm sure you do fine.
Maybe in a few years. We'll see. But that was a huge routine, and Navy should be super happy.
I very much think they did it. Looks like the Greenville scores are all in, unless they're waiting on one and they're about to break like 410, which would also be very cool.
That'd be a really good day. I believe that's all the scores, though. I saw a little while back, Donovan Deviney, he stuck his dismount, which is just a great way to end the meet. And yeah, 393, not their highest score, but I know they will be happy with that. So really cool to see.
So they did in fact jump Springfield. The margin was what, a point? And they are 0.95 away. So I'm super interested to see how that will play out.
Yeah, we'll have to pull up the graphic. I know it was somewhere around a point, but that's super close.
Jaden Blank with the 12.25 on horse. So not his best score of the day, of course, but once again, on horse is one of those tough events to score well on and hard enough to just get through. 13.9 from Sam Bradagunta. And that does it. 4:01.45. Not only a season high, but the midshipmen have completed their goal of not only winning another conference title, but breaking the 400 mark and their best score of the season in one go.
That's awesome. It's super cool to see an ECAC team breaking 400. That's some high-level gymnastics right there.
That it is. These guys have been, pushing them to Big Ten teams for a couple of years, so never count them out because the midshipmen are going to hunt you down. They're working.
And I believe that was our last routine of the meet. Daniel Gurevich just did another floor routine to add to his all-around score. So I believe, other than Daniel's score, I think we have every score of the meet in here. On Navy, at least for the team total, looks like the high was Isaiah Drake, 14-1. Army on pommel horse. High there was Maddox Pavillon with the huge 14.65. Simpson on rings, looks like the 12-2 from Brian Rollison there. Springfield on vault, 14.45. Looks like there was a tie, Owen Carney and Dominic Ramalho. William and Mary on parallel bars, their top scorer there was a 13-1 from Zachary Patrick with the stick. And Greenville on high bar, the anchor, Donovan Davini, 13.0 with the stick as well, and a great way to cap off the meet for them.
And a slight correction. Sam Lee with a 13.8 for the tribe on parallel bars ended up being their top scorer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam Lee. Yeah, that's huge. Also the stick as well, so good for him.
Yeah, right around so he would have started from a 14.8 with the stick, which means he got a 9.0 E score as well, right where you want to be. All right. That was fun. So, in first place on floor, your floor conference champion will be Zach Connolly from Greenville. Second place, Charlie Kramer from Greenville. Wow, look at that. Almost a little 1-2-3 sweep. Isaiah Drake tied for that second place spot. I do not believe they do tiebreakers, but if they did, it would probably be by execution and Charlie would win. Stan Bradagunta in fourth with a 13.9. Franco Perano from Army, fifth, and Jojo Busselmeyer from Army in sixth. Pommel horse. Take it away, Audrey.
Peyton Kramer from Springfield, he pulled it off with that 14.8, a huge score for him. In second, Maddox Pavillon with another huge routine as well. Same difficulty, 5.7, but 14.65, so just a few more. Couple deductions there, but a great routine. Daniel Gurevich in third from Navy, 13.7. Matthew Roth and Landon Bennett both tied for fourth, 13.65. And Sam Smith from William and Mary at 13.5.
It is crazy. The top two are nearly a point away from the rest of the competition. That's like finishing a swim race, like a lap ahead.
Yeah, it's huge.
All right, for still rings, we have a new rings champion, as we mentioned, Riley Rose from the Naval Academy with a 13.55 from a 4.4 difficulty. So just absolutely busted the execution on that one. And second, we've got Isaiah Drake, a familiar name, from Navy with a 13.35. And third, Nico Greenlee from William & Mary, freshman, with a 13.3. Jojo Busselmeyer in fourth, 13.2. David Handren from Springfield, 13.15, and Will Wilson from Springfield, 13.1. And remember, those top six spots are what get the all-conference honors.
Logan Watterson in first with a 14.85. Then we have Matthew Petros from Navy in second, 14.8. And Bo Bice from Greenville, 14.7. Good for him. He's been kind of in and out of lineups this year, so really good for him to stick that vault. And yeah, he killed it. We have Nick Lester. Actually, I'm sorry, we have a four-way tie for fourth place. We have Nick Lester from Army, Dominic Romalho from Springfield, Garrett Kaziski from William & Mary, and Owen Carney from Springfield, all at a 14.45. I am not sure what they will do there because that is 7 top people now.
I know for a fact that they are going to mail out some medals. That's how they're going to do it. I tied with Alec Kuzmenchuk one year, and I let him take the medal home, and they mailed me another one later.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to have to make a lot of fourth place medals. And what's really interesting is how many different difficulties, different executions as well. So it looks like the 4.8s. Yeah, the 4.8s had the better execution and then traded off with the 5.2 vaults that had a 9.25 execution there. So you can see
4 athletes, 3 vaults.
Yeah, it's all a game. So that's right.
Double,
yeah,
2.5, and a double full.
That's right. Yeah, super cool.
All right, parallel bars. In first place, we have Matthew Petros from Navy with a 14.05 905 e-score, which is tied for the best on the board. Super impressive. And also the highest difficulty. Yeah, wow. To have both is very impressive. In second place, Sam Lee from William & Mary with a 13.8. In third place, Isaiah Drake from Navy with a 13.65. Fourth place, Daniel Garovich from Navy with a 13.6. Tied with Landon Benes and Sam Kaplan from Greenville and Springfield, respectively, for 13.6. And as we just touched on, they will most likely end up mailing those tied medals home. So all those athletes will be on the podium, though, and they'll get their hardware. Don't worry.
A lot of fourth place across all the events. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They need to make a ton of those.
Tight grouping.
It looks like we have Riley Rose in first on high bar for Navy. That was a 13.35 there, just edging out the tie for second place, Ricky Pism from William & Mary, 13.3. Matthew Petros, again, tied 13.3. Jaden Blank for Army, 13.25. Owen Carney Springfield, 13.2. And Isaiah Drake rounding it out with a 13.05.
And the all-around race. It seems like Isaiah Drake was not only able to maintain his lead and defend his title, but he did so by a nearly 3-point margin. Very impressive. So, Isaiah Drake, your Navy midshipman, will be your ECAC all-around champion for 2024 championships. Jaden Blank, the freshman from Army, in second, your Army Black Knights, doing fantastic. Dominic Romalho, I did not know he did all around today. Look at him. I think this is the first time he's done it all season. Dom in third, the seasoned veteran grad student from Springfield. Sam Kaplan from Springfield in fourth. Aiden Coy in fifth, and Gavin Zabrowski from William & Mary in sixth.
Yeah, it was close there for a little bit, but looks like Isaiah Drake, he really pulled away. And good for him. I know he's been coming back from an injury as well. Good for him to really pull out a really great all-around score today.
Absolutely. It's got to feel fantastic to come back from a setback and outperform. All right, Audrey, do you want to take us through the NCAA qualification graphic?
So it's been the big talk of the meet as the final meet for these teams before the NCAA Championships. We are looking at top 12 teams make it as an entire team. They get to bring all of their guys to the championships and compete as a whole team there. Navy is obviously in. They are ranked 9th. With their 401.4 today, they are golden. They are set for the championships in 2 weeks. Springfield retains their 11th position. They have a 392.9. I believe they did not jump Navy or the 10th place team, so they retained their 11th place there. Greenville maintains their 12th position. They were very, very close to beating Springfield by enough to. Yeah, I believe about a tenth there. It was very, very close. Looks like it was 0.95. Yeah, literally one of the smallest margins that you will see, but they will be happy with their 12th place position. That new NQS of a 392.888, that will allow them to bring their entire team to the NCAA Championships, which was their goal for this year. And Army stays 13th, 390.9 for today, 390.55 overall as an NQS. William & Mary is 14th in the nation with a 385.363, and Simpson is 15th with a 364.025 for their NQS scores. All right, well, I believe that is it for us today. That was an exciting meet and super fun to commentate. So thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to Virtius for putting on this meet and just creating a really great product here today. I believe that's it for us. So we will see you later.
Thank you for having us. This was a blast.
And your champion this year with a score of 1480 from Springfield was Peyton Kramer. 13.55 was Riley Rose from Navy. fourth with a score of 13.25 was Jaden Blaine from Army. Our two runners-up on the horizontal bar with a score of 13.3 was Audrey Peters from Navy and Virtius from Williams. This year's horizontal bar champion with a score of 13.35 was Riley Rose from Navy. Presenting the all-around team awards will be Commissioner of Leagues Officiates, Affiliates, and Championships of the ECAC Men's Gymnastics, Dylan Clark. We will now be recognizing our top 6 all-around scorers. Finishing 6th with a final score of 74.5 from William and Mary Gavin Zaborowski. Finishing 5th with a score of 75 even was Eden Free from William and Mary. Finishing 4th with a score of 75 from Springfield College was Sam Kaplan. Finishing 3rd with a score of 76.2 was Donna Ronaldo from Springfield. Our all-around runner-up with a score of 77.6 was Jaden Blaine from Army. And this year's all-around champion with a score of 83 was Isaiah Drake from Navy. The ECAC would like to recognize the top 3 teams of the 2024 ECAC Men's Gymnastics Championship. Captains, please come forward with your entire team to receive your trophy. First, our 3rd place team with a score of 392.05 was Springfield College. Our runner-up team with a score of 393 points was Greenville. In the